So another week of rain. The only positive is that there, tomato pretty much was dying, as was the other one, but it's come back in full force. So that's a positive. It's so wet, I can't even. But we did have some tomatoes starting to grow, so that's great. That's the only positive. Everything else is soaked. I think we got all the caterpillars that were attacking these. I don't know, we still might have one culprit that's soaked. And the garlic that I planted, I've covered, but I mean, it's still soaking up water that's coming down, which was the reason that I didn't want this to be garlic, but it's not super terrible, hopefully, but at least they sprouted. And then, just as another, we have a lovely tangelo here. It's like huge. We had a zucchini, and I tried to pollinate her, but I don't know how that went because it was soaking wet when I did it. And then we have some of our scorpion chilies happening. So yeah, but just everything's soaked. So Victorian weather may have been bad. I mean, I've had definitely times in Victoria where we had 2 weeks of rain, but then after that it wasn't too bad. This just constant like rain, and you'd have a little break and it rain. I've not experienced this ever. And just looking at the plants, I've got no idea. So, and there, just all this was moldy mildew and full of aphids. And I think we may even still, I don't know whether you can see, yeah, there's lots of just things attacking. So, I mean, we've got little bits of, but they're kind of gone. So, yeah, it's an experience. Oh well, we'll grow something else. It's the thing you can't control, the weather. So, unfortunately, during this time, my microphone stopped working, but that's not a bad thing. I decided to plant a few varieties of beans. I want to add, I guess, some nice homegrown beans. I do enjoy having beans in the garden and love making a lot of dishes with them. I know for many people, beans are not their favourite, and that's okay. I think it's a good staple to have, and obviously there's many things you can make, such as stews, salads. I love it. I think it's such a versatile food to have. So I'd gone through my seeds and definitely picked ones that I liked. And I have a few that I've had for a little while and do enjoy them. But I think here, this was, I don't know, I just felt so tired. I had commenced full-time work and had started at the gym. So this week was just hard. And I remember right after finishing the garden this day, I was buggered. So, and I think with this cucumber, I don't know, it just seemed that the growing of it and harvesting of it it happened so quickly and ended so quickly. And I guess when you don't have control of a situation when it comes to things like pests, weather, etc. You can try all you like, but sometimes Mother Nature wins. And although it's okay at the time, I always try and look on the positive side and think, okay, well, that's over now. We'll go with something else. It just was a lot. I think this day when I was going through these containers, which you can see me going through now, I was finding so many jumping worms, and it just really disappointed me. So to have to go through and pick them out, it was a lot. So it probably doesn't, seem like much, but I think on this day it just felt like one thing after another, and it really got to me by the end. So, I probably had a lot of energy here, but I had just won a position where it was full-time work, and before it had been part-time work, so I was able to, I guess, do the garden in the morning or the afternoon, which made it a little bit easier. And although, yes, I could still do the garden in the morning, it would be very early in the morning before going to work, and it wasn't, I guess, enough time. So having to do it all on a Saturday after working all week, and then, doing a part-time job also, it just, it really got to me this day. And those Japanese jumping worms, I had never ever even seen a Japanese jumping worm until I came to Queensland. And it wasn't only until this year, I think I was watching another creator who is also in Queensland, I forget her name, but she happened to mention it, and I thought, what is that? So I looked it up, and yes, they're an invasive worm. So I was going through all these tubs, putting them into this big tub, and just sifting through with my hands and seeing where they were and just giving them to the chickens. I think out of all these tubs, I found one European worm. So it was, a lot that day, having to go through it all and then adding the organic matter back in, and just, hoping that the next thing's going to grow. So I don't think the soil was as damaged as I've seen some creators online, and the soil looks fairly damaged. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it wasn't exactly great, but I think it could still be repaired. So we'll see if we have things growing in there. But if you have a look at this worm, and the Japanese jumping worm usually thrashes a lot more than this, but they've got this white band, I guess, around their head. And that's basically how you can tell that they're a Japanese jumping worm, whereas the Europeans, it's still a pink colour. So I wasn't taking any chances. They had to go. So I was finding hundreds of them, and I just think I'm going to have to go through the garden beds as well, and they're probably in there as well. But it is what it is. You can't do much about it, but still, at the time, it was just a lot. And I think when you're having expectations, I think this was my issue. I had, I guess, an expectation. I thought, okay, I'm going to have these cucumbers for a little while and enjoy them, and then think of my next. And it just came and went so quickly. And I think due to that, I think this maybe just disappointed me a little bit more than I expected it to. But I mean, look, everything comes to an end, so you'll have to just move on from it. But I think definitely what I've learned is, although I try not to have expectations, you do things with hoping for an outcome. We all do in life. You're not going to do something and be happy to repeat that with a result of getting nothing. We hope to get something from it. So I think this was just one of those situations where I just admitted defeat. I really did. I admitted defeat and, what to do. So basically was moving on to the next. And I think after this, when the rain came, which you will see, we had a fair bit of rain, and then I came out and the peas had, floated to the surface, and I thought all the pansies because I put pansies at the front, I thought that would be a cute bit of colour in the garden, and just to think that possibly all floated away. I knew it was going to rain, I just didn't realise the amount of rain that we were expecting to come. But it is what it is, and it's done now. So, but I take the good with the bad. But yeah, this day it really did affect me. So yeah, just trying to get things done on limited time, and when you get to the end of the week and your body just wants to recover, you don't want to do anything more than just relax, I guess, and recuperate. It can be difficult to get into the garden. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. And there's still more rain to come. I was so concerned about these anyway, because I've been noticing that they're getting these little bulbous things happening due to, I guess, the stress of the rain. So I thought covering them might be a good idea. So we need some damage control here. I did not have another garden bed made up, so I did a little hack job here. And again, I'm not sure, but just honest to goodness, the only thing liking this water is possibly the tomatoes. Everything else, it's just literally a pond here yesterday. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work. I don't even know if anything's going to survive. All my beans that I put away in the shed, not to get water on them, got water on them because the shed leaked and leaked into the beans. The peas that I planted were popping out last night out of the soil because it rained that much. It brought everything up. So, good times. This is, yeah, chickens are having a field day. Digging worms. So at least someone's enjoying the weather. But yeah, I pushed back a lot of this pea, that had come up. Let's see. Casing from the pea. You can see I was pushing them back last night. So, yeah. Might be a case of having to start again. But I was so tired on Sunday when I finished. I just went to bed. I left everything, and then it started raining anyway. So, yeah, once the rain came, I was like, nothing I can do. Oh well, let's see what happens.